In the heart of one of Nairobi's oldest and most marginalized informal settlements lies Korogocho, a place of struggle, survival, but also of stories untold. This is where George Ochieng's story begins. George's childhood was marked by hardship, hunger, and survival, but what set him apart was a dream, a fire to change the narrative.
Nimezaliwa hapa Coach, nimelelewa hapa Coach, nimegrow hapa Coach. Luckily Mungu alinibless kidogo, move out, but nafanya kazi zangu hapa Coach kusaidia watoi to better their lives. When I was growing up here in Coach, life was not easy, as I've said. And then at some point, issues of domestic violence came into our family and we were really struggling, my mom, my dad, and I ended up living on the street to find something to eat, and it was not easy. So I ended up getting my meals from the dumping site. And by the time that was happening, I had to drop out of school. My school here, the challenges were too much. Mom and dad are not together. You cannot eat, you cannot feed yourself, you cannot clothe yourself. So I ended up dropping out of school and giving my brother and sister an opportunity to continue with education so that I can focus on becoming a parent child at a very tender age.
George saw kids he grew up with lose their way, and he almost did too, but he chose a different path. After turning his own life around, he founded Slamchild Foundation, an organization working with children and youth from Korogocho and surrounding informal settlements.
I realized that I had a vision of giving back to the community. So 2 years down the line, I started just initiative to help the community with issues of child protection and trying to address issues of criminal activities, poverty, prostitution, HIV, and others. And then 2 years down the line now, later, I started Slamchild Foundation. That was in 2008. And I've been working until now. And because we know where we are coming from, whenever you get an opportunity, it becomes easier for you to press and press and press hard because you don't want to see the people coming from where you've come from go through the same challenges. That is why whenever we have an opportunity to lobby and advocate from the grassroots level, national, regional, international, we do it with passion. It is not about the money that we are trying to, the whole idea is about trying to influence a change that will be able to help your community become better people.
Slamchild Foundation is more than a name. It is a belief that where you come from doesn't define where you're going. The foundation empowers kids with mentorship, education, and life skills.
Tuko na program ya watoi inaitwa Toto Club. Tunatry kuempower watoi over the weekend on how to have a better lifestyles, make informed decisions about their life, and even help them grow up to become responsible people by being their role model. Tuko na program ya out of school whereby tuna try to engage wale watoi hatuwezi wa reach over the weekend kwa mashule zao so that we are also able to help them make the right decision about life about challenges wana face kwa slum so that wanaweza make the right decision. Singependa kutaka kuona wana go through the same. That is why we emphasize on empowerment, training them, and giving them an opportunity to look at life differently. Then tuko na program ya teen mothers, young mothers. Young mothers tunafanya mambo ya vocational training, mambo ya pastry and tailoring. Then tuko na program ya young leaders. Young leaders ni wale watoto tu wamegraduate from now Toto Club to wamepitisha hiyo miaka ya Toto Club ya 15 years and above. So we are training them to become the leaders of tomorrow, of today, by giving them the opportunity to become leaders now in their school, within the community, and so on and so forth. Then tuko na pia radio station, an online radio station, whereby tunatry pia kupatia watu ama vijana wa mtaa opportunity ya kunature their skills. For us, we don't look at umesomea nini, but so long as uko na ule mse amesoma, anakupatia nafasi ya kutry your skills so that you can become a better person. Then kuna hiyo program tumekuwa tukifanya pia ya feeding, whereby tumekuwa tukifeed watoi. Whenever we have opportunity ya feed hot meals. So we try our level best to give them that opportunity ya kupata meals. And little did we know that if food tunapeana would go a long way. We later realized that ilikuwa inasaidia the sick persons, wale watu wagonjwa, bedridden. So we've been really trying. It is not about whom tunapatia food, but to realize go far wide and beyond ku reach out to wale kategoria ya watu wale tuko nafikiria tunaweza wasaidia. Tumekuwa na program ya tunaita Teens Forum, whereby we bring them together. I am a role model to this community, but myself peke yangu siwezi tosha. So tunapata an opportunity ya kuleta other influencers, role models, wa inspire in their journey of life to make an informed decision. And along the way tukimaliza forum, tunawapatia hizo sanitary napkins that wanaweza tumia, because tumerealize mademu wengi wanajipata wako na mimba as a result of alienda kutafuta sanitary towels kwa chali akamwambia hakuna kitu ya bure. So tumekuwa tukitry ku avoid hiyo, because akishapata ball shule cut nini and then anaenda hapa life yake inakuwa miserable. Tumekuwa tukitry kuwork na boy child, although kumekuwa na lot of challenges. So hatujawaacha nyuma, but imekuwa na lot of difficulties in terms of engaging them, because kuna a lot of factors that zinachangia to bring boy child on the table to be empowered.
What began as a one-man mission has grown into a movement. George and his team have reached thousands through school programs, youth advocacy forums, and peer-to-peer mentorship.
In terms of success, venye nimesema mimi na count on the number of people nime-impact life yao. Wale watu wanaweza kachini waseme, mazeka umse angeniongelesha, life yangu inge change. I have a number of people, kuna wale walikuwa radicalized already. One of them I think tulimsaidia alikuwa on his way to Somali kwenda kujoin Al-Shabaab, which to us, to me, that is a success. Nimekuwa na wale walikuwa wamedrop shule, wamemanage kurudi shule. To me, that is a success. Tumekuwa na cases whereby families zimekuwa apart. Bringing them together makes me feel good. Wale watoi wamemanage kutoka kwa street na kurudi kwa maisha better. It makes me feel so happy. But on top of that, I'm so happy that organization yetu inakuwa appreciated in different ways, whereby tunapatiwa nafasi ya kulobi, kuadvocate kwa hizi international spaces, whereby we want to ensure that tuna influence policy that are being made at those highest level within the UN system, within the Kenyan government, and so on and so forth. Apart from here, kupata pia hizi recognitions, for me recognition is not a big thing, but the work that I do inamata sana. So hizi recognitions pia zimekuwa ni kama zina ni motivate kuwork zaidi. If someone can see what you're doing, alafu anakuambia George, I truly appreciate you with this, tumekurecognize, it makes me feel the journey needs to continue and we need to work hard and hard and hard. And then story ya mambo ya drugs pia, kupata nafasi ya kuona tumetry our level best, tumepromote prevention to a level whereby imerudi chini within SLUM yetu, makes me feel so happy. Collaborations zile tumekuwa nazo na gava, other civil society, wale wamezaliwa coach wana come back to give their best, makes me feel so good.
When Sharon Makungu joined SLUM Foundation as an intern, she didn't expect to be as transformed as she is. According to her, George doesn't just lead, he inspires.
I didn't know Slamchild exists first, but through online. Unajua wako online, so wako na website yao. So that's the time nilijoin Exist. Nika go through, nikaangalia different activities wanafanya. And as part of the community development, I'm pursuing community development as a career. Sasa I was so interested in that. I saw a lot of activities. We also have the radio station, the online. Yeah, the Sikiliza FM. If you maybe if you are interested, you can go through the online platform and just search for Sikiliza FM. We are online. This part of a Slamchild, we normally reach out to the youth around Korongocho and worldwide. It's also in an international radio. So anyone, even if you are not in Kenya, you can just tune in. So I've been actively engaged with that also, whereby we reach out to the youth on different programs, like educating them on drug abuse, creating that awareness, on mental health and all those. So that's the thing that pushed me to have passion to work with Slamchild Foundation. Her director amekuwa so encouraging. So like creating that platform for you to learn. Usitoke hapa useme like uja learn anything. Hakuna baidha kuna so vile alisema kuna mtu mwenye anatokanga hapa anasema hey, anakuanga like nataka nirudi that organization. Most of the people wakitoka like wanakuanga na ile roya but I think imekuwa a very conducive environment to learn, a very engaging environment to learn. And to our director, just thank you for the activities you are doing to the community. I know kuna wale wenye maybe walikuwa wame lose hope, kuna wale wenye walikuwa karibu wa drop out of school due to school fees, but ame intervene, ame come through and ame create that environment that kila mtu anaweza pata education, kila mtu anaweza pata mentorship. Unajua unapata a situation whereby mtu anataka tu ile mtu akumuongelesha. And through this organization nimedeal na watu wengi around these slum areas. Yeah.
Stephen Edgar, the foundation's energetic project officer, manages outreach programs including school re-entry support for teen mothers, mentorship sessions, and safe spaces for vulnerable girls.
I met Bwana George, who is our director, way back in 2012 when I was in Form 1, and he had come to do some sessions in my high school, Our Lady of Fatima, where actually he also studied there. So he was doing just outreach programs with us, and after a short time with him, I actually felt that this was the guy that I really needed to follow his footsteps, because he had a very inspirational story, and of course the way he navigates life was something that I felt was unique, and I got admired. I actually admired the whole journey. So when I finished high school, actually before I finished high school, together with my friends Martin Waweru and Herbert Dodi, we told George that once we're done with school we'll be coming here. And then he was like, at my office right now we don't have funding, we don't have any program, we cannot even pay you guys. But we told him we are coming, and even if you don't have any position for us, we're going to create one for ourselves, even if it is carrying your briefcase. And of course we came here, so he walked in one of the days and found us on the door. We came, by then we were just on this side, we had not expanded to the other side. And we started working. We started going to the communities, doing home visits, which is actually part of our programs, part of our daily activities, that we always have to do home visits. We get to know how the families down there in Korogocho are, the children that we work with, we have to follow up and know what challenges, issues they're facing at home. And we try to come up with solutions for that. And that's how it started. He's always the source of inspiration for us, the source of courage. And even sometimes, we know when we go for home visits, I remember the first time I went for home visit with him, we went to visit a certain family that it's a mother-led family. And in this family, the mother had like 7 children, but she could only account for 2, the last born and the one who was in high school. Not that the others are dead, they're on the streets along Pangani and various other streets where these street families stay in. They don't know where the children are. So the one that is in school was putting on a uniform. That uniform is the clothes that she puts on at home and at the same time in school, because they have no any other clothes. The other smaller one, the youngest one, was crawling on the floor naked because they don't have clothes. The house was so confused. It was so painful. I actually felt like shedding tears. But the boss told me that, right, wait, when you come here, you're coming here to give hope and strength. So if you start crying here, you make them remember how bad they are and how bad they're living. So you have to show that strength. And honestly, he's been a source of strength for us, because dealing with the community is not easy. Sometimes you get people who are aggressive, others use vulgar language. But you see, as somebody who has gone there to sell hope, you have to be able to stand up to those situations. You're not supposed to show your emotions. You're not supposed to be aggressive back to them because they are aggressive to you. And eventually, we are happy with the journey he's been following, all that he's been able to achieve, all that he's been able to do. Every year we see him traveling across the world, trying to air whatever we do here into a larger scope. And so I just would like to tell him to keep on doing this. And just the same way he's been able to hold our hands and make a difference in our lives, we wish that he could also keep on doing this so that he can be able to have a change in other people's lives.
Every child deserves dignity, whether it is giving a girl a sanitary pad or a boy a football. It's about showing them they matter.
Tulikuwa tunaenda classes. Walikuwa wanatufundisha kushona, wanatufundisha kumake sabuni, wanatufundisha mambo na beauty, na bado wanatupekale ka mentorship. Thank God kuna wenye wali survive, like hiyo support iliwa help sasa wako job. Pia mimi hii vile mentorship walitupea, at least hiyo Slamchild Foundation ilinipeka support. So pia mimi kwa hiyo organization na mentor madem. From kulala kwa bridge, under the bridge, sasa at least najirentishia hao. Nimepewa mentorship sasa na mentor madem. Hiyo ni kitu bigi sana. Na chance kitokea at least sasa kitambo singeweza kana wazungu na kana madosi na masio. Lakini at least sasa through yeye naweza kana masio na kana madosi. Sasa leo anakula PK, pia mimi nakula PK. Nafurahia mbaya. Kwa Bwana George, kile naweza mwambia ni asiwahi asitenge mademu wengine. Yes, kuna ile at a time wanasemanga huwezi change kila mtu. But at least anaona sisi kwa wale mademu wa 10 alichukua, kuna ka change amefanya.
Tulijuana naye through hii program ya watoto. By then nilikuwa chini sana. Kwa hii tu hali ya pita tu, akaniuliza kwa nini mtoto wako haendi shule. Wakati hiyo alikuwa class 2. Nikajaribu kumweleza problem zangu zenye nilikuwa nazo. Akaniambia kuna venye atanisaidia. Sasa kwa hiyo tu kuongea, mimi nilidhani tu tumepiga story imeisha. Then the following day akarudi, akaniambia kuna mahali anataka kunipeleka, mahali mtoto atasaidika arudi shule kama anaweza itikia. Akanipepe pasi zingine hapo za Slamchild, nikasign. Then mtoto akaanza kulipiwa school fees hadi venye alimaliza form 4. Napenda kushukuru kwa sababu ya hiyo organization, kwa sababu kwa hii nini yetu ya Korogocho imesaidia sana watoto. Hata sasa wale walianza kama ni wadogo, kuna young mothers pia hiyo program ako nayo ya kukaa nao young mothers kuendelesha, yani yake ikianza kama bado ni kama mtoto ako chini, anaenda na yeye hadi mahali atafikia amtoke. Kwa hivyo nashukuru sana kwa sababu ya hiyo organization, na naomba Mungu akazidi kumuongezea sana.
George knows he cannot fix everything, but he also knows changing even one life can spark a revolution.
Hatuna enough resources za enable our work grow bigger and better, but still it doesn't deter us not to achieve the goal that we want to achieve. We work so hard to ensure hata na hiyo kidogo tuko nayo, we are able to tunajaribu our level best kuweka interest ya watu tunaserve on the forefront. Hata sisi pia funding ilitu affect because tulikuwa tunapata funding ya kusupport walevi wale wako wanafanya mambo ya wale wako kwa drugs za ARV. So unapata hauna otherwise, but inabidi una survive na wao. And then the other challenge pia na feel it is important to mention, kama hiyo story ya lose life ya wasee. Venye funding ya USAID likatwa, tulikuwa na watu karibu 100 tunaambiwa as of now 30 have died because hiyo resource. Yes, kuna matibabu nini, but matibabu peke yake haitoshi. For me the future looks bright and better, but I can only achieve that bright and better future by being committed and working hard. And again, with the support of the community system structures, it will be very easier now to move forward. It is better I know I am able to move, but I will only move if I'm able to commit myself. No matter what, I don't feel deterred, just to keep moving and moving and moving. And I think Mother Teresa, who I admire so much and I share a lot with her, including the birthday. Aliwahi sema, you cannot change the whole world at a go. You can only change a world by changing one single person. So for me, changing a single person every single day, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, hata kama sitakuwa, I know Korokocho will be far much more better and have a better legacy that other people will always replicate what I'm doing to ensure that watatengeneza Korokocho so that it becomes a better society, that hata kama siyuko, mtoi wangu atafeel comfortable kuishi hapa.
From the shadows of Korogocho, Jojo Ching is lighting a path for others to follow.
I know life is so hard with everyone, everywhere, and there is no soft life whatsoever. And despite the challenges, every single day they grow, they pile. But if you want to change yourself, you want to change your community, you need to start small. And the change does not need to start tomorrow. You need to start now with the little resources zile uko nazo. Utakuwa in a position ya kuchange lifestyle ya community yako, lifestyle yako na ya watu wengine.